and practiced meditation. So all the secrets are located there. Shruti, we discussed about it, Shruti, Yukti and Anubhuti. When real self is validated by all the three means, we realize the real self. And this applies to the science also. I experience my sensation, my experience of water in the mirage. It is falsified by the yukti, by the reasoning. And then we realize that what is the fundamental principle? We have a delusion, we have a mirage in the desert. So that is the principle. On the same line, we are the real self. We have to prove it. Not only we have to prove it logically, but we have also to experience it.
But when we see mirage, in any case, we have to act to survive.
We have to
Act to survive, to find way from the desert.
Yes, you are taking the basic needs. That is one aspect. Other aspect is that what is the truth of the mirage? These are the two different approaches. So one is that I have to survive. I cannot survive without the water. Even if I do not survive without the water, I go to the mirage and I find there is no water. So let me find the water somewhere else. Yes, that is another survival instinct, or you can say the survival needs. What we are talking about, that what we perceive, is it real or not? If it is real, it must pass the examination in these three levels. If it does not pass the examination, it is not. Now see, you have to contemplate, you have to sit down, contemplate and reflect. I am the body. What happens in the dream? This body I don't see, I don't experience, but I continue to exist. So my experience is falsified. I am not the body. I am not the body. Then question comes, who am I? That is the process. Yes, you are right in case of needs, survival needs, needs and desire and craving, that we will also talk about the principle of survival needs as a principle, and then we should pass through how long we can survive our thirst, how long is it essential. So science proves that 70% of the body contains water. So water is essential. So water is essential for the life. So that is why people go to the Mars and the moons. The first thing they want to know is the water is there. So if the water is there, then there is a life. Yes. Again, you see that experience, reasoning, rational, good reasoning, and then we come out to the principle. So, but here in Eastern wisdom, we start with a subjective reality that I am the real self. I have to prove it by reasoning, by understanding, and the challenges that we face. So, what we are suffering in the modern world, we have a catastrophic uh, future thinking. The economy will crash. My kids will fail. I will never retire. We have a negative thinking without any basis. Same negative thinking, I am the body, what will happen to me? One day you will definitely has to leave the body. That is the principle of the nature. Why don't you accept this principle? Why you are worried? Today or tomorrow? But then we raise the doubt. I am not the body. That is proved that in dream and in deep sleep, body is not there and still I continue to exist. I have been existing for so many years. It means I don't die. Body dies. Logic, reasoning, cause and effect. Economy will crash. Oh, do you have a data? Yes, we have a data. So couple of the economists here in this country, in our country, says that within 4 months, within 4 months, the economy will crash. And the rate of the comparison, the Indian rupees is now 85 for $1, and it will reduce to 40 and 45 rupees a dollar, almost 50% down. So many Indians are sending money to India. You see that these negative thoughts also causes lot of challenges in our life pertaining to the word, I have this problem, I have this sickness. But I tell you where I lived. I lived in Indonesia from 1996 to 2000. So in 1998, the conversion, $1 equivalent to around 1200 Indonesian rupees. So in 1998, $1 was equivalent to 13,000 Indonesian rupees. Luckily, we used to get our salary in dollars. I was in Indian Embassy. Can you imagine? $1,000 multiplied by 1,300 Indonesian rupees, and now it is 13,000 rupees. The entire economy collapsed. Why I'm comparing? What will happen? My parents died. They have to die. You have no chance. Why you are collapsing? It doesn't mean that you should not be concerned in the society, but we have to be logical. So that is one problem of reasoning we face in search of the real self. Then we have a comparison problem. Everyone else has it. I am behind. I'm behind you. I'm behind that guy. I'm behind that guy. He has a big house and I don't have it. He has this car, I have. Our masters are saying, don't get engaged in these things. Do your work. Excel in your work. Forget about this. 80% of the time you are busy in comparing this. We have to get rid of it. Why? Because then the mind finds the time. And then the problem I have already explained you, the identity crisis. Identity crisis. Am I an engineer? Am I a husband? Am I a man? Am I a citizen of Ukraine or US or India Who am I? Who am I? Am I the body? Am I the mind? So our mind, if we don't put logically, we change our role every time. How dare you say that I'm your husband? Oh, really? So nobody should say anything to the husband. What kind of a husband you are? You should have a power to listen also. If you show your aggression and power to your honey, then you should also have a power to listen. Let me listen and understand. Identity crisis. How dare you? I'm the boss. You are challenging me? Identity crisis. So we are suffering unnecessarily. Unnecessary. Because of the identity crisis, one is comparison and other is the future thinking. And then we have other also legacy anxiety. Oh, my maternal uncle had tears in his eyes when I told him that I have written a couple of books. No, your father has also written the book, and your maternal grandfather has also written 60 books. You are keeping that legacy. I could not keep it, and he had the tears. He is still alive. It's okay, but so we have a legacy anxiety. My daughter has not done this, my son has not done. And I screw up my kids. I'm talking of what is false in our daily life. Why? Because if we get rid of those false ideas, crisis, comparison, at least my mind is always free to start. We need a discernment, we need a viveka in these areas also. So I have to ask in all these areas, am I projecting or is this actually happening right now in my life? 90% I'm projecting. You drop the projection, you will experience the calmness, peace, and happiness. That calmness and peace mind is ready to do the journey of the self-discovery. And that is where comes Shruti, listening and learning. You can add another sacred listening and learning. Every listening and learning is sacred. It is striking your ears. Be very ruthless. Don't add any kind of a ritual. Whether you are listening and learning about the real self or whether you are listening and learning about the sex, your ears do not change. My master was very blunt, very authentic. Because I'm listening about the sex, ears do not change. It is my mind which creates a different projection. So the master says no projection. No projection. No projection in any case. Don't treat this as a spiritual listening and that is a sexual listening. Be very clear. Look at the Eastern, our masters are very clear. We created those rituals. We covered it. I hide my sexual desire or I'm a spiritual guy. Unnecessary. So right reasoning is required. And with applying the right reasoning, the reasoning tells me what practices I have to do, how I have to do, in what way I have to do, and then I follow it. Why? To experience. So last time we discussed about a normal perception. We have an intellect, we have a self-awareness. I see you, you see me. Now seeing me and I seeing you, my mind cooks the story. And that story is a sensual perception. So I'm not aware. The same guy now, he found another third beautiful girl. It is the third episode. It is like a soap opera on the television. In the last 6 months, this is his third encounter. And he says, you will say only, now you see, pay attention. You will say that, I'm in ignorance. That much you can say. I said, your mind is already, intellect is already paralyzed. That is why you are saying it. You are not looking at yourself. And these people, thank God that he still continues the journey. He still wants to change, but he finds helpless because of it begins with the sensual perception. I have converted the object into a sensual object. How easy it is. No, she responded, but I'm disappointed. And when you met her first, she was cute and she was beautiful, you were happy. Same girl, you converted a poisonous object, now you are disappointed. And if she meets all your expectations, she is good. It is a soap opera, the play, and in one serial, you have different plots. Our mind, crazy mind, creates these plots. I have not to pay too much attention. I have to recognize. Mind don't play the plot of sensual perception, of mental looping, of seeking happiness outside, of mental dominance, of intellectual paralysis, and that results into anxiety. No, I could not sleep. He sent me the email that I could not sleep the whole night. I said, it is not because of me. Did you not sleep because of me? Now he doesn't dare to send another email. He will think twice. No, if I'm responsible, I will try to solve that problem. My intellect cannot reason out exactly what I am searching in that cute and so-called the beautiful girl. I don't apply my reasoning. I experience the lackness, I experience the bad expectations are not met, I experience the frustration, I experience the disturbances. Yesterday he wrote me that I'm totally disturbed. I said, okay, that cute and beautiful girl is responsible for your disturbances. No, I am responsible. I said, take care. I simply wrote, take care, and that is all. So whether it can happen with getting more money, losing the money, marriage or divorce, object, you bought a new car and the next day it hits, someone hits it. That is the nature of the world. Why to worry? I should be careful. I should be mindful. I should not find the water in the mirage. I should find the water there where there is available. I should meet my basic needs. I should discriminate. I should divide, classify. Basic need, I'm getting it. Over that, there is all these objects are now sensual objects. I have the resources. Let me have this much and keep it. Finished. For that reason, Masters says that I have to become a qualified seeker. And what it takes to become a qualified seeker? By Viveka, the power of discernment, power of non-attachment and dispassion, and then we have a six treasures, and then we have mumukshu, the intense desire. Now, instead of all the desires for seeking happiness outside, now I have one desire for peace and happiness inside me. I become a seeker. So what it indicates? It indicates whatever I'm doing, I must continue to do it. I must change my behavior and perception of doing it, and that perception is nothing but called the darshan. One guy told me, I was giving a lesson just before you, the group lesson. He said, you rightly pointed out now, the entire world doesn't appear to be so solid. It appears totally fluid. You are an engineer, so it appears fluid means, my desire, morning I have a desire, in the evening I leave that desire. No, I will not do like this. I will do differently. So when I see that the world appears very fluid, it comes down my mind. I am relaxed. Not only relaxed, subconsciously, not like a sleep, but I'm relaxed with awareness. That is the meaning of non-attachment. That is the meaning of vairagya. Vairagya is not that I have to control it. I understand it. Understanding is required. So the understanding changes my perception. What appears so solid, now it appears very fluid. Today body has a pain. Okay, thank you. Body, you continue to change, and I know today you have a pain I never expected. You can say that, oh, let me understand where the pain is and what is the remedy. But I should not create a suffering in my mind. So there my dispassion helps. There the vairagya helps. That will make you a great seeker. Those the practices that is very common in the world. I'm pure vegan, so remain as a vegan. Pure vegan. That is why you are crazy. Why you are crazy? Because wherever you go to your friends, you love them, and you are not ready to eat what is available. Okay, I can think of it that you don't eat non-vegetarian. It's okay. But other stuff is available. So vairagya dispassion is not creating a very strong preferences. So when I'm creating a strong preferences of likes and dislikes, where is the dispassion? Where is the discernment? So I cannot have a right perception. Okay, you are non-vegetarian, it's okay, I'm pure vegan. So I feel mentally as if I have raised my ego. Vairagya dispassion does not raise your ego. Darshan, it leads to darshan. Our topic now still is the same darshan, the perception. Perception as it is. So I create another mental impression that I am a vegan. So I look at you through the eyes of vegan. Look at this, how great criminal you are. You have eaten so many beef and goat and chicken and eggs. You take care of yourself. You remain vegan. So I have to check, I have to have a right perception in these areas also. Otherwise the mental tendencies, the sanskaras will build up and will create a lot of challenges to you. Why we are talking, our focus is on the darshan, perception as it is. So we are trying to find out what exactly is the direct perception. I am perceiving you, the mind, through the eyes. It is an indirect perception. Why? I am not the mind, I am not the eyes. So when I say I see you, it means I have an indirect perception through the mind and the eyes. It's very clear. Our main principle is that we are the real self, and the real self is beyond the three bodies, beyond the five koshas, beyond all the three states of the mind. It is not the mind. Oh, is that so? Is that so? So you are talking of direct perception. Direct perception. Can you give me an example? So simple an example. I will send you the room that is full of darkness to find out how many people are there. You go into the room and you find it's darkness, so there is no one else. So you say there is no one else. And who said there is no one else? Who says this? I. So it means you were present. And you saw yourself. That is why you are reporting to me. One example of your direct perception. You said, you reported to me that there is no one. Who can report? If you exist, then only you will report to me. If you know you are there in the darkness of the room, then only you will report to me. Is it not a direct perception? Oh, it is so, yes. So what our masters, or including, you can add Buddhism, Jainism, and all the, so what they have, so the entire Eastern wisdom were classified into 6, you can say, or 9 different ways of having a direct perception. The first group, you can say, the first group is the pair, the Sankhya and the Yoga. Yoga by Patanjali, Sankhya by Gautam. So you can say the Sankhya school of darshan, they are great analysts. They were great rationalists. They said this is the process of having a direct perception. Patanjali says follow yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, then dharana, dhyan, samadhi. Goal is the same perception. You have to keep in your mind all the heads. So from there we can move easily. We can instantly, oh, now I can find out. Analyst. Then there was a great logician. He says, no, let me put a reasoning and prove it that we are the real self. And then you are an engineer. Can I label them as a physicist? Yes. That group of monks, they discussed about the entity that is real self. They start in terms of the matter. Matter is there, then they classified the matter, then they went into the constituents of the matter. It is known as the Vaisheshik philosophy, Vaisheshik darshan. There is nothing in the Eastern wisdom. Have you studied it? First you study, then you say that there is nothing into it. How can you say that there is nothing into it? You study. You buy the phone, Samsung or Android phone, you work on it, and then you know the working, then you can say, it's a worst or it's good and bad. We don't study, we don't understand. Or whatever we do it, which is very much famous to show. One girl was sharing her experiences. Sir, but by attending your group sessions, she is from India. So it is okay. It happens, but my mind should not be there. So she told me that we went to some place where two calf were fighting against each other, and they were trying to control her mom. And then I started saying to them that I love you, calf, I love you, calf. And then they stopped being angry and they approached to me. I said, you are looking for this, that is why you joined my sessions. It does not mean it does not happen, but our focus should be very clear. I want to know the real self. Finished. After that, whatever happens, let me accept it. Let me accept. So that calf stopped being angry, and calf approached to me, and I could see in her eyes love. Why don't you see the love in the eyes of your husband, or mom, or father? That will benefit you. You cannot keep that calf at your home. Anyhow, so the physicist, we have to be that physicist. So this is one area. So we have covered the four ways of direct perception. So why we are learning this? So I will mix up, and I'll point you out. Why I will mix up? Because that will hasten the process of our journey. So we have analyst, we have a practitioner, you can say the yoga practice. Yam, niyam, asana, pranayama. Then we have a logician. Then we have a physicist. Then we have a ritualist. Ritual. Kundalini meditation ritual. You wake up in the morning at 4 before the sunrise and pour water to the sun. Then do this mantra rituals. So we have almost 100,000 rituals for everything and anything. Oh, you have lot of craziness in your mind. So here is a mantra. You have to do this mantra 200,000 times within a period of 30 days. At the same time, you wake up after taking the bath. So like this, we have hundreds and thousands of rituals. Were they verified, validated? Yes, by those masters. And the sixth one is the contemplative reflective path. Through the contemplation, reflection, the path of knowledge, Gyan Yoga. Under the ritual, you can add Bhakti Yoga also comes. Why we are learning, so to have a clear perception. Like you said, that we cannot live without it, with that desire. It's a survival need. So survival need, we will also look from the point of physicist, from the point of view of yoga. When we talk in terms of the yoga, we say, yes, balance your food in the diet. You should pay attention, you have to contemplate and reflect. The analyst categorizes the types of waves and their pattern. We analyze. Practitioner learns to navigate the currents through the discipline technique. Oh, the current of the ocean is moving in this direction. Let me either flow or move into the opposite direction. Tapasya, austerity, practice asanas. I feel the pain. Do the practice. Oh, lot of pranayama needs to be done. then only I feel the freshness in the brain. Practitioner. Logician establishes principles of predicting wave behavior. So we are a logician, so we predict what will happen to the weather tomorrow. So what will happen to me if I do like this? They are independent discipline and still they are interconnected. Why they are interconnected? They all talk of the body, mind, intellect, ego, behavior, attitude, and the real self. Physicist examines the particles and the forces at play. We say mind is also a particle, this philosophy. You will be surprised. Ritualist engages with a lot of ritual practices. I met Nepali Baba, who is no more, long back in 83, 84, and he was doing Agnihotra. It's a home. You burn the wood and then you chant the mantra. We started the practice at 6 in the morning and we finished it 6 in the evening. Almost 12 hours of practice with 5 different priests, and he was the head. Did I find the change? Yeah, a lot of changes. They were validated. They were validated. And the last one I told you, the contemplative, reflective. So we have picked up the fundamental three. Even Jainism is also there. Jainism is also there. Buddhism is also there. So they are also comes under the Eastern wisdom. There is Charvak also comes. We are talking of the Western society is full of seeking the pleasures. Charvak was there. He used to say that there is no real self at all. Forget about it. Whatever you experience is the real self. You experience the pleasure, that is the real self. So for the sake of pleasure, even if you should be in a debt, take everything, all objects of pleasure on a credit, but don't leave the pleasure. So we have a credit card society. Rinam, something that's a very good Sanskrit. Rinam Kritra Ghratam Pivet, something. So that simply English translation is you take credit as much as possible, but don't leave the pleasure. Why you are living into the pleasure all the time and one day you die, at least you are happy, you have not paid the credit. Who is at loss, let them be at loss. Why they have paid it? It is their problem. And it's a very 500-page book. It proves it. It becomes very challenging to prove that he is wrong if we don't understand all the 6 areas. So we have certain desires and inclination and clinging. That COVID of pleasure is also within us because we have witnessed the same society. We are living in the same society. So that is deeper inside. Some virus is present here. We have to get rid of that virus. Otherwise, we cannot reach to that highest level. Highest level. So Sankhya, coming to the first one, we are talking the perception. Only perception, direct perception of the real self. So Sankhya says there is a matter which is known as Prakriti, which is known as Maya, independent, infinite, all-pervading. Purusha is pure consciousness that is independent. So these are the two things in the world. Problem is when the Purusha comes in contact with the Prakriti, the Maya or the matter, when the consciousness comes in contact with the matter, so some properties are borrowed by the consciousness, other properties are borrowed by the matter, temporarily. Like snow, like the water becomes the ice, like the water you add some color.
What is the power connect each other?
Matter comes in contact with the consciousness, natural phenomena. Sankhya says it is a natural phenomenon. Because that is not only the cause of creation of the world. If they don't come, if they remain separate, matter is independent, consciousness is independent. So when they come together, where is Prakriti? I told you, it is the play of the three gunas. Because of the play of the three gunas, they come together. So when there is a Satu guna with the consciousness, we say it is Krishna, Shiva. I told you before, consciousness with the Rajoguna, it is an individual, you and me. Consciousness with the Tamoguna, it is the material world. Pay attention. When I say when the Prakriti, better to say when the Prakriti comes in contact with the consciousness. Even though Prakriti is a matter, it's the play of all the three gunas. But the manifest matter, the matter that I see and understand through my sense organ in the mind, is the result of consciousness plus tamoguna. So there is a play. So there is a play. That is why the entire world is a play. It keeps on changing. So you have to separate this matter from the consciousness at the intellectual level. Not at the, you cannot do it at the physical level. You cannot do it at the, even the scientist cannot do it. Can you change the inherent nature of the gold? No. You already know that America is the biggest consumer society. Even though the population is low. So every phone contains a subtle amount of the gold.
Yeah.
So there is a 5 or 6, or I would say 10 groups in entire US. They collect all these phones. They have a machine. They extract the gold from them. They throw the other parts. Or they give it to the second group who extracts something else. So that group is known as filthy riches. Their income is $100,000 a month. But they take too much of pain. I cannot change the inherent nature of the matter. It means it is part of the entire cosmic system. Same thing, I cannot change the consciousness. Even it means they come in contact, they appear. The consciousness appears as a Ishwar, consciousness appears as an individual, consciousness appears as a matter, but the common factor is consciousness. They appear apparent reality. I have to look beyond it. When I look beyond it, Sankhya is done, one part of the Sankhya. So yes, we can achieve that goal by this time. Yoga says no, don't fall into this logic. This is all theory. You see, they put the wrong logic in order to give importance to their process. You are just talking, it will not help you. Sit in asanas and pranayama and then do the mantra and then go into meditation, then do the meditation with an object and then do the meditation without an object. There is an objectless state and then you have a self-realization. Sankhya says no, by understanding you can reach there. So there is some shortcoming in the first school, there is some shortcoming in the second. Like this, we have Nyaya, the logician system, the theorist. Their focus is, you will pick up easily. Their focus is, they say, oh, you want to know about the real self? Yes. So you are looking for the knowledge of the real self? Yes. So tell me, who is in you is seeking this knowledge?
Feeling of incompleteness.
No, who in you? There must be someone, some person. That is the question. Who is in you? So this system, logician system, says why you should know this, so that you can reason correctly, so that you should have a right perception. Absolute truth cannot be perceived by the senses. Why? The moment I perceive by the senses, I will perceive the name and the form. And the name and form is constantly changing. So all the systems agree that the absolute truth or the real self or the Ishwar or the God cannot be perceived by the senses and the mind. We have to develop a third eye in the intellect. How? By Vivek, Vairagya, Shata Sampatti, to have a direct perception. So, do you see that, the real self is everywhere? Yes, it is everywhere. I don't see the mind. While going to the beach and I see the lot of waves, I say, what a beautiful wave, but my mind forgets. It is so much conditioned. I see the waves, I don't see the water. Oh, that wave is coming. Just go too far. And then we have a physicist guy. Physicist guy, thousands of years back. What is that? Sanskrit word for molecule? Anu. Sanskrit word. thousands of years ago. And what is known as atom, we know Paramanu. We have the name. It comes from here.
But we also don't need to search something or looking for something.
Yeah, we are trying to
look.
We are looking this atom and the molecule to understand that it is a mirage. It has nothing to do with the real self. So when I clearly understand this is not me, let me leave it. But without understanding, if I accept it, then it becomes a big problem. And you cheated me. You cheated me. Who cheated you? or you exploited, your mind exploited that emotion which you call the cheating. I cannot understand that. So that is why. And then we have the fifth one is so much of rituals, and the last one is contemplation and reflection. So the master says, you see that analysis, practice and discipline, that is yoga, logic and reasoning. Third discipline, observation. Observation means perception, going down to the atom. And they proved that atom does not exist. What we see in the field of physics is a quantum physics. Hot energy, but they went far beyond the energy. I will talk later. And then the ritual inquiry, self-inquiry. So if you see out of the six, the last one says self-inquiry. So if I use the self-inquiry in all the six systems, let me take use of some part of yoga, some part of the other system, but keep our head. That is the system developed by great masters, whether it's Ramakrishna, Shankaracharya, Vivekananda, our Sri Aurobindo, Nisargadatta, they developed. They said, no, keep your mind on the self-inquiry, don't lose it. What will happen? Otherwise, you will go to the yoga studio, you do 10 asanas, you start loving it, then you will do 20 asanas, you will not analyze which asanas are necessary for me. Don't change the track. Keep your mind on the self-inquiry. Why? I just want to have a direct perception, direct realization of the self. Direct perception of the self. That is what we are learning, and that is what the sadhana panchakam is. 40 steps means it covers everything. Even though it doesn't talk about karma yoga or bhakti yoga or emotion or mind, but it takes care of almost everything. Direct perception. So from today onward, we will keep our head. Is it how it is related to self-inquiry? I understand clearly the sensations that rise and fall in the body, the pain and the pleasure that I experience in the body. I have a clear understanding. That understanding, that knowledge is here. On one side consciousness, on the other side Prakriti is there. Clarity is there. That is why we need to understand. That is why we need to understand. All the systems, directly or indirectly, talks about the four instrument of the four functional aspect of the mind. Mind, memory, intellect, and ego. And mind or the intellect, including participation of the intellect and the memory, have a role to receive the knowledge. I have to receive the knowledge without any mixture. Without any mixture, vivek, vairagya, shata sampatti, mumuksha. In a different way, all are these principles, simple principles are common.
But manifestation of Prakriti possible only because space and because the movement.
Yeah, because of Prakriti. Because of Prakriti, because of movement, because of Satoguna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna.
So when we are going in direction of stillness, it means we are going to the Prakriti. To Purusha, from Prakriti to Purusha.
But
Absolute stillness is.
But inside we are moving towards the knowledge. Outside at the physical level, we did it to help the mind to rise in awareness, that much is there. With clear understanding, the body cannot be made still. Even if you are sitting still in the state of the stillness, you cannot make it still. Forget about it.
But mind able to.
Mind is also cannot be made still, because mind is also made up of the three gunas.
Yeah. But knowledge, mind able to consume the knowledge only by movement.
Yes. Knowledge always stands as it is. Knowledge stands as it is. Mind is down. It is not able to see the knowledge upward. So let there be a movement of the mind. But if the movement of the mind is taking place in tamoguna, no knowledge, rajoguna, agitation and pleasure, in satoguna, you reach to that knowledge. You look at the entire structure, process. Oh, satoguna, it is clarity, it is purity, it is knowledge. I cannot have two knowledges of one thing. I can have only one knowledge. In Rajoguna, I have many perceptions about the same real self. I'm body, I'm mind, I'm this, I'm that. In Tamoguna, who cares? I got a vodka drink and I'm very happy with the vodka. Don't talk about the real self. This is the real self who is drinking vodka. So I have knowledge with reference to Tamoguna, Rajoguna, and Satoguna. So what we are doing in the sadhana, that we are leaving tamoguna, no possibility of a right knowledge. Rajoguna, no possibility. So we are going, we are purifying the mind, we are asking the mind to live in satoguna. And then search. You move to the ultimate point of satoguna, you transcend the satoguna also. You are self-absorbed, and you found that awakening. It looks very easy, but in between, but understand, very clear understanding. Honey, why you did this, Rajoguna? Honey, you did this, but it's okay. So let me sit and guide you that this is the right way of doing it. Don't worry about, I'm not blaming you. Don't worry about the loss that you get. It's okay. You see, knowledge part is always available. But if my mind is ready, I can use it. If mind is not ready, I cannot use it.
But space in the meditation